who was the first rapper like talking about drugs in terms of doing drugs? You know what I'm saying? Drugs, money, girls. Yes, that's obviously some rock star shit. But there was a rapper who specifically was talking about drugs. Actually, specifically, drugs you drink. Like who was the rapper that was really talking? Who had dreads? That was talking about lean and drugs, and changed his vocal fluctuation. It's this man. This man right here. This man had dreads. He changed his vocal fluctuation, right? Right. Lil Wayne. Exactly. Right? So I'm going somewhere with this. All right. So now on a side note. Does his vocal fluctuation... There's another rapper named that does the same thing. Who is it? Young Thug. So Lil Wayne has a bunch of children out here. You feel me? All these niggas rap about the same thing. Drugs. You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne was the first one, especially with his vocal fluctuation going up and down. Now, I remember doing a story. So look at the headline for Future here. Future sells publishing catalog in a reported 8-figure deal. Okay? I'm going to tell you something. You will never see Jay-Z with those headlines. You'll never see Jay-Z with those headlines. Yes. Dreadlocks, face tats, I'm the apex. Wayne said it on God Did. You see? Lil Wayne is the God when it comes to AutoTune. You know what I'm saying? Let's be facts though. AutoTune. Vocal fluctuation, like I was, you know what I mean? That kind of shit. Vocal fluctuation, AutoTune, dreads, doing drugs. I'm popping perks. I'm sipping lean. It's facts, dog. It's facts. Exactly, Russell L. Exactly. So glad I got a L in the building. L's and Bays. So. Yes. I noticed the same thing. I noticed that the dope heads, and I'm just gonna say it, dog. I noticed that the dope heads, the druggies, they both sold their catalog. Look at this. Future sells publishing catalog spanning 612 songs. He sold it all. The nigga sold it all. Excuse my language. He sold it all. Now watch this. Lil Wayne sells masters. Look at this. Lil Wayne sells masters. Lil Wayne reportedly sells Drake and Nicki Minaj masters. You say Wayne only got 250,000. Oh, that's terrible. Look, in a $100 million deal, Lil Wayne reportedly sells Drake. He sold Drake masters. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Drake masters? Dog, you don't sell Drake masters, my nigga. You sold Drake masters? Oh my God. Yo, he must be on drugs, dog. He must be on drugs, dog. Yo, you understand that Drake masters, your great-grandchildren are going to be eaten for the rest of their life? Your children will never have to work just by owning Drake masters, dog. I cannot believe this, dog. I cannot believe this. How could you I'm beginning to think that he's on drugs. And this is what drug heads do, right? We all have, you know what I'm saying? We might have been on drugs once in our life. We might have a family member, a father or an uncle or a cousin on drugs. What do? What do? They sell valuable assets, and they liquidate valuable assets. And sometimes they sell it for the low, right? Like you know what I'm saying? Like Nipsey said, My Uncle Reggie, he said my Uncle Reggie sold my grandmama's ring or something. He came back on the couch, something like Nipsey. He had a little story about it. Pale Ben said Wayne hasn't had a seizure in a while. Put some respect on that. Okay. So, Lil Wayne raps about drugs. And let's be honest, he takes drugs. He's probably addicted to, he's probably like, once you have an opiate addiction, you know what I'm saying? Like, what they usually do is they usually give you other opiates to manage, whether it's methadone, Suboxone, and what happens is like you basically are going to be on this shit for the rest of your life. It's just a slower version. So I would imagine he's on that Suboxone, and I would imagine that Future. You know what I'm saying? The Future says, yeah, he says, oh man, I don't really take the drugs I rap about. Yes, you do, man. Come on, yes, you do. It's the powers that be forcing him to sell. I don't know, dude. I think it's their own lower self causing them to sell. I don't know if I could blame anybody else. I mean, unless we find out more information. But think about this. Lil Wayne, let's see, it was very interesting. Lil Wayne did this when? In the middle of the pandemic. Remember? He did this in the middle of the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? What happened? What happened to these rappers in the middle of the pandemic? There was no more shows. There was no more shows, right? Remember Trump pardoned Lil Wayne, if I'm not mistaken? That was a quote. I mean, that was a comment I read. You need to wean off. Yeah, damn, I couldn't read that fast enough. It was recently reported Lil Wayne sold his masters to Universal Music Group for $100 million. Guess what? So Lil Wayne probably got $100 million. I bet you that money is down to $80 million now, $70 million. You guys, assets are sometimes always better than liquid cash. Okay? A lot of times niggas be like, oh man, you got to get the cash. Assets many times are better than liquid cash. Because with liquid cash, you have to pay taxes on the liquid cash. Okay? Yo, what's up, dirty lemon head ass nigga? You know what I'm saying? His catalog is much. Damn, I missed that. Okay, so let's say an asset. Let's say a painting. Let's say a painting is worth $1 million. So as long as you have that painting, it'll fluctuate. Sometimes be $1 million. Sometimes it might go down to 900,000. Sometimes the value might go up to 1.5 million. The moment you cash out, that's when it starts to whittle away. Why? Because one, when you cash out, you got to pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? So take 30% away in taxes. Okay. Second thing, now your income or whatever. Anyway, taxes. You have to pay a lot in taxes. Second thing, inflation. Right? The value of the dollar. You know what I'm saying? That goes up and goes down. And then on top of it, when you have money, you spend it. Straight up and down. You spend it. So many times it's better to have the asset, right? Because why? Okay, think of this. As much as you have something that's worth $100 million, like these masters, as much as you have it, there's somebody willing to buy it, right? There's somebody willing to pay $100 million for something. If somebody is willing to pay $100 million for something, you might want to keep that motherfucker. You might want to keep it. Yes, Jav, assets keep making money for you. Yes. But niggas cash out, right? Or niggas, let's say they get inherited a house. That's an asset. Niggas, see, as long as you have the asset, you can always take loans against the asset, right? Hey, look, I'm short. Okay, so you're short on cash, right? What they call, you got to liquidate, right? So you're short on cash. You got to liquidate. All right. So you sell, right? You could sell it. And then you do one sale, and now that's it. You got a whole bunch of cash, and then all you had that money, and then now you got to buy shit for your baby mama. You buying shit for your kids. You gonna do, you know what I'm saying? You start spending, and that money starts whittling away. What's one thing you can do is, because another thing too is, what I always ask this question: What does Lil Wayne need with $100 million? You see what I'm saying? That's actually too much money. Like if you notice. What's my nigga? Elon Musk. Elon Musk wanted to buy Twitter, right? Elon Musk wanted to buy Twitter for how much? Elon Musk to buy Twitter in a $44 billion deal, okay? So let's figure out his net worth compared to this deal right here. All right, look, he's worth, look how much he's worth. 220 billion, right? 220 billion. He wants to buy Twitter for 44 billion, so he can afford it, right? But you know what he does? He doesn't use his own money. Why not? Why wouldn't he use his own money? Because you always use other people's money. That's why, right? So he got other investors to put up the money. Like he knows not to like go ahead and, first of all, he doesn't have $44 billion just laying around. He has to, you know what I'm saying, get access to it. So my whole point is $100 million, Lil Wayne, you have there's nothing that to buy $100 million. And even if you did, you shouldn't spend $100 million, right? Okay, so let's say like you wanted to buy caffeine. Let's say caffeine was for sale. Well, okay, you wouldn't put $100,000 cash. You would put a down payment, maybe $10 million, and then finance and pay the rest over 30 years. Anyway, I don't even know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm going with this. But ultimately, what I'm saying is I'm noticing it's the drug heads. Niggas is selling a shit like crackheads, dog. They selling look, Future sold his publishing. You know, publishing gives you residual money like 4 times a year. Exactly, brother. Because he can leverage other people's money and still buy it. That's exactly it, brother. That's exactly it. So why is Lil Wayne and Future selling their masters? You know, like, okay. You know, Prince. You know, Prince. You know them folks. I want to say a word right now. You know them folks. They was fighting to the death on Prince over his masters.